What's up? Welcome back to another video. The point of this video is to see how much January has grown from being a so-called dumping ground to a month with pretty normal movies, I want to say. So, as always, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get right onto it. It is commonly known in movie terms as the dumping grounds. Let's go back a little bit longer. So let's go to 2014, and we had that was quite the month of January. In terms of movies, it was an very interesting time. The month started off with some bullshit. We have 47 Ronin, Paranormal Activity, The Mark Ones, The Legend of Hercules, Ride Along, Devil's Due, I, Frankenstein. It was a pretty big dumping ground back in the day. This was in 2014. And if you fast forward to 2015, it got a bit better, but you still had bottom of the tier movies like The Boy Next Door or Mordecai or Taken 3 and Project Almanac and The Loft. It's pretty bad. Even The Wedding Ringer, which I consider a pretty fun movie. But February was a lot better that year. Well, not according to Jeremy Jahns. And now you move over to 2016. And in 2016, you had some phenomenal movies to start the year. You had The Revenant, Kung Fu Panda 3, and that's about it. Crazy lineup for January. Also, since this is being recorded in January 2026, I did want to add a special note for January 2016. But to officially start off our year, we had The Forest, which, if I remember correctly, that movie was pretty boring. Lord have mercy. This is supposed to be a scary movie. That Rotten Tomatoes score is pretty fucking scary. And then we had Ride Along 2. It's fine, I guess. I mean, I watched it when I was younger, so I thought pretty fondly of it. But yeah, it's all right. 13 Hours. That's a great movie starring John Krasinski. That's like a time capsule. Forgot about that movie. That's a good movie though. Then you have The Fifth Wave. Couldn't even finish that movie. Shows how good that one is. Dirty Grandpa. Hey, this movie is awful, okay? But to defend it though, this movie is pretty funny. Like, it's raunchy to the extreme, but it's so stupid that it's funny. And I do have fun memories about that movie. Kung Fu Panda 3. What a nice way to wrap up the series, the franchise. I mean, yeah, you had Kung Fu Panda 4, which felt more like a Netflix special, more than like a comeback for Po and the gang. I mean, they're not even in the movie, but whatever. Kung Fu Panda 3 felt like a legitimate conclusion, so that was a win for January. Oh my god, and how can I forget? We also had the classic Norm of the North and The Boy. Yep, they fit into January just fine. So how many winners were in January 2016? I would say 2, 3 max, and then the rest is just the good old January 2016 slop that we know and not love, because no, Sweet God, no. 2026 is the new 2016, so but as the years went on, January became a month where it wasn't too awful to watch the movies. I mean, you had this, you had that, you even had...
What is that? What is that? What is that?
The beginning of the year is usually a dumping ground, but no more. Because as the years have gone on, especially after the pandemic, the movies have begun to get better. Especially this past year, we had Primate and Greenland 2 Migration to start off the year. A nice Gerard Butler gift and a Crazy Monkey to start off our year. And then you have 28 years later, The Bone Temple, The Rip, Send Help coming out later on, and Shelter, and The Iron Lung with Markiplier. You have quite the amount of movies in January, but you're also stuck with your usual slop like Return to Silent Hill, and I guess Slot Mercy in there. Then again, January is just a plentiful month where a lot of movies are in there, and it's only going to be on the trajectory to be heading positively, I want to say. I would think studios want to get some seats once the new year starts. But this is to say, January was once considered the worst of the worst, bottom of the dump, or the beginning of the year as well. Just slot February in there, and if you want to count August and September, where the 6-month period ends and the next one begins, January is kind of equivalent to August, where August is also considered to be just a mid show where a bunch of average movies come out and they're either god awful or they're not too bad. And then you're probably going to get an Oscar-worthy movie in there somehow, some way. But January, it's been a journey, my friend, the month, I guess. We're still in it. And we're still experiencing a lot of movies. I mean, there's a lot of movies coming out this month. And the box office results for each month has been a little bit mixing, a little bit up and down. Only time will tell if January will become a great month and will lose its title as the garbage month, the garbage pile. And plus, growing up, January was always the month where it would be a random movie to be coming out. And usually you wouldn't really go to the theater. You would be waiting for it to come out on DVD or come out on streaming. Now, I guess maybe it's going to take a decade to get to a position where January is considered like December to be a great month for the movies. But yeah, I doubt it. Christmas is around that corner. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how the economy looks in 10 years. Let me know. And then you get some awful horror movies for the month of January as well. The posters always stuck with me though for January. You would go to the movie theater and you would just see them there. You'd be like, whoa, all right, I guess that's coming out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed this trip down memory lane, looking through our saviors of January and our villains of January, and how far I guess movie studios have come from delivering slop to average. So we can hope for the good, right? So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and watch more content like this. And to do so, please subscribe and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Oh, it's official. I mean, it's always been official, but now we know it is official. The month of January as a whole hates us. It hates us as moviegoers. I'm sure this movie killed brain cells. Oh my God, this movie. Replicas.